On page 22, on the public input on page 22, there is a reference to a resident. A resident stated that she had a concern on Deerskin Road and wanted to know what the town was going to do about it. Her name is not included, and I wondered why not. I got her first name, it was Virginia, but I don't know her last name. And I think that, you know, when we have public input, if one name is reflected, then we should reflect all names.
Definitely. Like I said, it was probably just because she didn't identify herself or we couldn't hear her.
Well, she did identify herself. Do you still have the tape?
Yes.
My last comment about the minutes was that, again, under public input, Ed Hansen, only part of his comments were reflected. He thanked the board for checking on the signal light near Gillette Road, but the other part of his comments were that questions raised by council members were important for the discussion during the town board meetings, and I would like that reflected also in the minutes.
Just for clarification, Bob Freeman, who's the Freedom of Information Officer, no comments whatsoever have to be reflected in the minutes whatsoever. If something didn't get put in, it does not have to be put in. These minutes are my minutes or an interpretation of it, but they don't even have to be approved by the town board. But I did clarify with him, if you don't have something particularly that was said, it does not have to be put in the minutes.
Do you mean public input comments don't have to be reflected?
You don't even have to have public input in the minutes. This is just something that, you know, I feel is important. Of course I want to have a minute, but you don't have to have public input in the minutes.
No, I understand that, but...
At all.
But I think that if you're going to reflect the comment of a particular person, then all of those comments should be reflected.
Well, that's
And you're saying that's your discretion, at your discretion, you decide...
Well, I put what I felt was, I just put the majority of what was said in the minutes, and I think they're extremely thorough, and, you know, they're not verbatim minutes, and they're not required to be verbatim minutes.
Well, my biggest objection, I think, to these minutes, Councilman, is that under the abstract discussion, the comments about the well-honest law firm invoices certainly were cut down and do not begin to reflect, you know, what was said at that point in time.
What page do you want?
I clearly feel, though, that it was explained over and over again if you were to hear it. The same thing that you said was repeated over and over again, so the majority of what was said is in here. I mean, you definitely wanted to know about a particular invoice that you questioned, and that clearly is stated in there.
Do you still have the tape from that meeting? I'd like a copy of that tape, please.
Sure.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Approval of town board minutes, Jim, Chet, and then Ms. Zambrano.
Motion calling roll.
Yep, Ms. Zambrano.
No, I can't approve these minutes.
Mr. Wacky.
I find that it's a significant amount of information about that discussion concerning the economic development and concerning the fees was eliminated from the minutes, and I think that should have been put in. So I have to vote no.
Mr. Renda?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
If anybody has a question about the minutes, Tracy, are you available before the meeting to clarify or
Definitely.
discuss them ahead of time?
I have accommodated Ms. Zambrano, just to clear the record before she went into office. I copied a whole year's worth of minutes so that she would be abreast of all the information prior to the meeting. I also had copied tape at the taxpayer's expense. She did offer to do it, but I have copied tape minutes to her. I have accommodated her, I feel, and she has my phone number to call me and ask me any questions if she was to question anything. Nothing was done intentionally. Can I clarify something? I was all by myself in my office. My deputy was on vacation for 2 weeks, and I did the best that I could do.
We realize it, Tracy.
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Just a point of clarification, I will pay for the copies of the tape. I have offered to do so every single time, and I will pay for them.
Thank you.
Chief?